Holy shit. Strand is here, boys. Strand. It's kind of a sick name. Better than Stasis. Doesn't sound like an overpowered subclass at all. But today, we got a huge, and I mean huge fucking reveal on everything Strand. We got the reveal trailer for Strand. We got a huge deep dive for Strand. Next week, we're going to get the Vidoc for a little bit more info on Strand. And then later, we are going to get probably some other little things and some future twabs about it. But pretty much, this is the biggest reveal we're going to get on the new subclass. And holy crap, guys. There's a lot to dig on. Now, I know you guys got a lot of other YouTubers out there that really just hands-on make 40, 60-minute videos on everything. I'm not that guy. I don't make that amount of time on a Strand breakdown. You want a huge breakdown? You just go up, click a link below, and there you go. There's 12. Read it on your own time, and you can look at it and highlight it like me. I understand you guys if you don't want to watch a 40-minute video. I get that. But I wanted to just go into some insane builds that you could probably start forming, start looking at. If you don't want to listen to me, that's fine. I don't know why you're here, and I don't know why you're not subscribed. But if you're not subscribed, and I actually do get it. No one listens to my shit, and I don't really look at my shit either. But that's beside the point. We are going to go into some of the verbs, the co-verbs of this new subclass, some of what the subclass will focus around. If you played Beyond Light, they had, of course, the Shatter and Freeze, and that's really what we're starting to see with Stasis, as there are 3 new words called Suspend, Unravel, and Sever. Those are going to be the 3 big words you're going to see with this new subclass, and it's very focused around those 3. Now we're going to go into a little breakdown on what those 3 are, because it's important for us to analyze what those parts will do, as those are the core set of terms when it comes to the debuffs aside. When it comes to the debuffs, it's going to be our entire build will probably focus around using that debuff onto our enemies, and of course getting the most maximum energy or power out of it once we dispose those debuffs on our enemies. I'm gonna repeat myself. If I repeat myself, I apologize, but I just want to get into this stuff. I really did think, guys, prior to this that I was gonna make a video on hive magic or vapor or some shit. Now I'm actually making some energy, psychic energy type subclass, and I don't know where my head's going these days. So we're just gonna get into what it is. So okay, let's just get into this, spread. All right, so let's start off with some of the debuffs. So we got Suspend. A suspended PvE enemy is lifted off the ground for a brief duration and is essentially disabled. For those PvP players out there, suspended players are lifted off the ground but can still move and fire their weapon to fight back. To all those PvP haters, you don't need to go and scream on Twitter about this subclass, because we already know you're going to be screaming a lot. But yeah, it does sound very interesting, as we've seen in a lot of the gameplay trailers of enemies being lifted. So this is one of those core things that we're definitely going to see with a lot of the aspects and fragments when we're using it, or weapon, or just using the abilities that we have on each respective subclass. It's something that we're going to probably do a lot. With the next one, we got Unravel. Attacking an unraveled enemy will cause threads to burst out of the target and attack other nearby targets. Once hit, that target will also become unraveled. This sounds really cool. Threads are going to be amazing. We got threadlings, we got threads. It's going insane, dude, over here. So we got threads, threadlings. Warlocks are going to be like the master of threadlings. Apparently, prior to this video, there was this Bungie document that was sent out, or Bungie interview, that Warlock Super was supposed to be like a huge ass spider in some shit, and you were supposed to spit out eggs and crap. I don't know what the fuck that was all about, but it sounded sick. It sounded interesting. But we just got that going, so yeah, I don't know what this subclass was in development. Like, seriously, poison, spider eggs, little babies, strand dogs. I don't know what the hell I'm actually using, but it does sound pretty sick. And then lastly, our other debuff is called Sever. A severed enemy is less capable of affecting the material world, resulting in their damage output as a result. So yeah, some really cool things here. So those are the debuffs that we're really going to start seeing, and we want to apply them to our build. So once you start looking at your build, of course, I don't have Strand right now. If I had Strand in my hands right now, I'll be weaving like Spider-Man all over the Cosmodrome. but I don't have it, and you're probably gonna be like, this video is clickbait because I don't have Strand, and Strand's on here, and if that's what you think, that's what you think, you know, why not subscribe? If you don't want to subscribe, then that's you, you know, that's probably, I gotta unsubscribe from my channel. I say some weird shit all the time, but yeah, some pretty crazy shit. So the next thing I really wanted to get down into is Woven Maul. Woven Maul. Yeah, that's the damn name. So this major buff is going to be essential for a lot of the players who play Titan, and it's probably going to be something that we're going to see if you're using Strand in general. Now, a lot of how Woven Maul, whatever the hell, I'm just going to be WM, that's what I'm going to say, is that it's going to really lean into maybe the strength and resilient type areas of this subclass. It's not going to be more about, of course, the discipline or the intellect, unless of course intellect is getting your subclass, but this buff really essentially is going to show that resilience and strength is going to be something that you want to focus on with this subclass. This buff is what we call a protective mesh of strand matter, reducing incoming damage that will help out in a lot of PvE activities, but it will also be significant in PvP, but it will only go up to the body in the game mode, but not to the head and melee. So head damage and melee damage will continue as normal. So something to look in here about is that this woven type buff is going to really make it so you're going to have to focus on some things with the resilience. I gotta admit, the resilience will be key here. This is going to really help out, because if you're able to, you know, because I know we are going to be using Strand probably a lot in the campaign if you want to use it, and you probably, I don't know if you're gonna necessarily have a choice, but what the fuck, Bungie, just make it mandatory to use it in the campaign. You're probably gonna be using it, so something essential to you is that you're gonna want to have, you know, some resilience mods. You're going to be fighting Cabal, dude. You're gonna be fighting all these legendary Cabal boys, these Scions, these legions that are gonna shoot you down in one shot. And if you can get Strand equipped and you can get some mods, and you're building up this subclass over the campaign, as it was stated earlier, that you're going to have a somewhat, you know, viable Strand subclass at sort of launch, it's going to be your duty to, you know, get some mods on, get it going, you know. So yeah, just do that, bro. Just do that. Get some resilience mods, get it prepared, get ready for that shit. That's going to be something that you're going to need, and that's something that's going to be pretty crazy, I gotta admit. But some of the aspects and fragments are actually on Lightgg, my dumbass. It's gonna be on Bungie.net. It's on the Lightfall page apparently. So it's very interesting to go over there and, you know, scroll down and look at it. You know, we're gonna start off with the Titan class because Titans are fucking amazing. So one of the things here with the Titan class is it shows some of the abilities, and of course they have the shared abilities, which we'll get down very shortly in a minute. But what a lot of the aspects and fragments, morally the abilities that the Titan has, is that it's really going to focus on this woven mail, and it's going to make it so if there's some fragments here that it will increase your armor, enhance your armor, and increase your melee regeneration. Now let me get this straight. If you got some resilience mods equipped, you got this woven buff going on that will of course help out with any projectile shooting at you, while you have this mesh strand protective armor that helps with incoming damage, and then you have melee regeneration all the way up high, you're gonna be a fucking machine, dude. Seriously, bro. And that's something that I feel like a lot of people are gonna like. And of course with Titans having shock waves, and of course having the grappling hook, which is something we'll get down in a minute, that is also gonna make the Titan class really cool. Now we covered Warlock a little bit, the Brood Weaver a tiny bit, but it basically is going to be sort of very different, where you're going to weave a cloud of Strand before shattering it, causing a hailstorm of missiles detonate, and of course threadlings will be an entire big aspect to the subclass. Strand dogs, as my Assault Seren likes to call it. So you're going to want to have a lot of those Strand dogs right next to you. It's basically like free little ARP buddies, but they're Strand. Get it? Because it came with the subclass. So you're going to want to have those buddies right next to you, and you're going to have to shoot, of course, your bullets, and those guys are just going to go all ham on shit. So be aware, it's going to be pretty nice for you to just stand back, get your intellect mods going to help out your class abilities and your abilities to make a lot of these Strand buddies, and of help, of course, get your melee, which is throw a strand needle that tracks your target and unravels them, which also sets into one of those unravel debuffs that we talked about earlier. So, like, holy shit. And then lastly, the Tread Runner, which is a strange name, but apparently it's pretty cool for hunters. Something to look at is that you will be throwing a rope dart super that damages targets, ricochets, and returns melee energy, which is also going to be awesome for you. But one of the big things here is that you'll be having a grappling hook and a rope dart to exploit the battlefield and execute your targets. I don't know what the word is there. It's some weird ass word. And someone's already calling me. My god, this video's already shit. But moreover, this already looks really insane just going down for the Hunter class, as you are able to descend upon your targets from above, slamming the ground and suspending them into the blast. Moreover, one of the things I really want to talk about before I close off this video, because I know you guys are getting tired of listening to my ass, is the shared abilities. Now, we talked about the grapple. Grapple is weaving the fabric of reality and unlocking new elements of movement, strategy, and speed. That is one of the most vague sentences I've ever heard, and we really won't see a lot of information until we get our hands on it. And don't worry, I'll be making a lot of videos on the grappling hook, guys, so why not subscribe? Man, I've been self-promoting this video like 6 times already. But one of the other things with that is that we'll have grenades, and I believe there's 3 grenades in the trail. We have the Threadlings grenade, we have the Grapple, which is apparently a grenade, and some other sort of projectile grenade. And basically those will tighten the threads of utility and destruction, and we'll be using it from the weave to impure damage onto our enemies. So very interesting there. And of course the grapple melee, which will be that you'll be able to grapple towards an enemy to unleash a powerful strand empowered melee attack that unravels them. Apparently Strand has 3 fucking melees, which is the first subclass I believe to have that. So why not the fuck? This subclass is overpowered. Okay, just go rant on Twitter. I don't fucking know. This subclass is gone. This is gonna break the game, and I'm done. I'm so done.